Welcome back into episode 6 of the New Killer series. Today we're going to talk about the Chucky license and what Behavior Interactive would have to do to bring the Child's Play chapter into Dead by Daylight. This chapter is one of the most requested ones in the comments. The Chucky license is pretty complicated. There's actually 2 Child's Play franchises out there, and that makes the situation for Behavior a little bit more complicated.
There are some also that I really like, but that don't fit exactly in Dead by Daylight, so I don't know if we'll ever see them, but maybe. I'm thinking of things like Chucky from Child's Play, for instance. He's more comedy than horror, but he wouldn't be completely out of place in our world.
What's up, guys? My name is Schmuckles. We finally got to Chucky. Before we hop into the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when I post the next video in this series. I also stream on Twitch on Wednesday and Sunday. The link is in the description below. A lot of people think Chucky's too small and wouldn't really fit into Dead by Daylight. In some of the fan-made concepts out there, there's talk of having Chucky being able to crawl, sort of like a stealth killer. Also having like Chucky boxes that are sort of like the Plague's fountains or pig boxes that are associated with Chucky's power. The main concern for Chucky is how would he carry people to the hooks. We saw Victor in the Binding of Kin chapter. He's around the same size Chucky could be, and he doesn't carry anyone to the hooks. We know that Pyramid Head has his own special cages that he takes people to. Chucky could have something similar to this, like a Chucky box or something like that. It'd be a lot of work, and this alone could counter DS, BT, Breakdown, and other hook-related perks, but it's just a possibility. There's a good chance that the Chapter 20 killer will be licensed, and a lot of Chucky fans are hoping that Behavior snatched the Chucky license. I posted a video about the Chapter 20 killer possibilities. If you want to check it out, you can click on the title above. As I said before, the Chucky copyright license story is kind of complicated. In 1988, the first Chucky movie was released. It was an original story by Don Mancini.
I said talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut! Did you fuck with me?
Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, also known as MGM, distributed this film. They're a major production company that's based in Beverly Hills, and they've actually been in and out of bankruptcy. That first Chucky movie was a box office success, making about $44.2 million in the box office. The franchise took off after this, and they made 7 more Chucky feature films. Child's Play 2 in 1990, Child's Play 3 in 1991, Bride of Chucky in 1998, Seed of Chucky in 2004, Curse of Chucky in 2013, and Cult of Chucky in 2017. There's also a reboot series that started in 2019 titled Child's Play, and there's more sequels planned for that. There's actually a lot of confusion about who owns the Chucky license because there's 2 Child's Play franchises out there. I found an article all about this. In 2019, Chucky will be the star of both a Child's Play movie reboot and a network television series, but unfortunately, the character is being torn in different directions by 2 different studios. A complicated production and distribution history leaves a lot of confusion over who truly owns the rights to Chucky and what kind of authority it gives them over the character. So the original movie was distributed by MGM, so MGM owns the original Child's Play from 1988, not the writer Don Mancini. Don Mancini wrote the first film and the next 6 films. For films 2 through 4, Universal Studios distributed it. The 5th film was distributed by Rogue Relativity Media, and the 6th and 7th film were distributed by Universal again. So at this point, MGM owns the first film, Universal Studio owns 2 through 4 and 5 and 6, and Rogue Relativity Media owns the 5th one. In February of 2018, Don Mancini announced the development of a Child's Play TV series. Recently, he tweeted out that the series is planned for this fall. Also note that Universal Studios is distributing this series. 5 months after Mancini initially revealed this news, MGM announced a Child's Play film reboot without including Mancini or Universal or anyone from the original creative team. Mancini was pissed. They asked David Kirshner and I if we wanted to be executive producers. We said no thank you because we have our ongoing thriving business with Chucky. Obviously my feelings were hurt, you know. I just had 2 movies done. Forgive me if I sound offensive, but they're both at 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Even though they didn't get theatrical releases, they were well regarded. And I did create the character and nurture the franchise for 3 fucking decades. And it turns out because MGM owns the original Child's Play movie rights, they're allowed to make their own version with their own team. The movie Child's Play in 2019 was was produced by Orion Pictures, which is a sub-company of MGM, so MGM owns the first film and the reboot. MGM's reboot sequel was pushed back to this year because of COVID, and despite everything going on, Mancini is still full speed ahead with his Chucky TV series while still being frustrated with MGM. So when someone says, "Oh yeah, we would love to have your name on the film," it's hard to not feel like I was being patronized. They just want our approval, which I strenuously denied them. I hesitate to say too much about it because I don't want to sound like I'm belly aching too much, but the producers of the movies are the producers of It. How would they feel if there was some legal loophole that allowed David Kirshner and I to swoop in and make our own It movie with our own version of Pennywise and say, "Hey guys, we'd love to put your names on it"? I imagine they wouldn't like it. That's how I feel. The people who are making that movie, they don't know how that's going to affect my livelihood. It's not just a paycheck, it's very personal. It's a really strange situation. There's 2 Chucky franchises out there, so now the question becomes, where would Behavior have to go to get the Chucky license? MGM is able to develop their own rebooted film despite Universal owning the home entertainment rights to the franchise. I looked around to see if there are any Chucky games out there. There's actually a Chucky game on Steam titled Charlie the Legend. I don't think that Chucky is licensed for this game. I think it's a ripoff of Chucky. I could be wrong about that. There's also a failed Child's Play game. A small dev company got permission from Universal to make the game. They needed $25,000 to fund it and tried to start a campaign to raise the money. There were a lot of cool visuals and artwork from their game, but they only got 19 backers and $585 towards the goal, so the game was canceled. In 2018, an arcade-like Chucky game titled Slash and Bash was released by Universal Pictures, so I think it's pretty safe to say that Behavior could get the Chucky license from Universal Pictures. If Behavior were to try and get this license, a lot of conversations would be going on between Universal Pictures and Behavior behind the scenes. And like every other license, this is going to be an expensive, complex negotiation, and they'd have to renew this expensive license if they want to update the Chucky cosmetics regularly.
In the contract negotiations, we've managed to make sure to mention that we would like to do other outfits. So if we've been able to do that, and if the character has many outfits, that's great. We have to work with the license holders to try to find variations and things that we can do. And if they're open to it, that's absolutely amazing. In other cases, there are characters out there who do not have other outfits. And the license holder just goes, "No, this is what the character looks like, and that's it." And then we have to abide by that. And that's absolutely fine. I know that a lot of players want more outfits and variations, and especially because when you come from the outside and you go, let's say Michael Myers, and you go, "Oh yeah, but I want the version from this movie, and I want the face from this thing and this thing." But you have to understand that these are all different licenses, and they might not all be owned by the same people, and people might not like each other. So it's not necessarily an easy thing for us to have all of these be available.
And that pretty much does it for this video. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when I post the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.